King Jaehaerys Targaryen lost both his sons, so he didn't have any heir to the throne. The council had two parties to choose who had the claim to the succession, which were Princess Rhaenys Targaryen and Prince Viserys Targaryen. Due to the circumstance, Viserys was chosen to become the next king, because Rhaenys was a woman. We see Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen riding her dragon and has to go back to the castle to visit her pregnant mom, Aemma. In the council court meeting, Lord Corlys Velaryon brings up a rebellion, growing alliance in the Free City. Princess Rhaenyra comes late and interrupts the conversation. One of the council changes the topic to Prince Daemon Targaryen to becoming the City Watch commander. Lord Corlys tries to bring his topic back up, but the king's hand named Otto Hightower dismisses the warning about the Free City rebellion and shifts it to the heirs tournament for King Viserys' upcoming newborn son. Rhaenyra finds her uncle Daemon sitting on the Iron Throne seat. Daemon talks about the unborn child with Rhaenyra and gives Rhaenyra a necklace. After the meeting with the council, Viserys is having maesters check up on the open wound on his back from sitting on the Iron Throne. While Daemon was named to become the commander of the City Watch, he led the knights at the night to round up criminals and brutally punish them. The next morning, they have a council meeting with Daemon due to his action last night. Viserys tells Daemon not to pull a stunt like that ever again, but still enforce the law to a high standard. At the tournament, knights are having a jousting battle to see who is better. Daemon challenges Otto's son to a jousting match, but wins by cheating by hitting the horse, causing Otto's son to fall off the horse. Meanwhile, Queen Aemma is giving birth, but is having a hard time giving birth. The maesters give Viserys two options, and Viserys chooses to try to save the newborn by doing a C-section to save the newborn. But unfortunately, the newborn did not make it. While the jousting tournament continues, Daemon is up against Sir Criston Cole. Daemon loses the jousting, but still wants to continue with a contest of arms, but still losing to Sir Criston. Later on, they're holding a funeral for Queen Aemma's passing due to childbirth, also the newborn. At the council meeting, Lord Corlys suggests Daemon to become the next heir, but Otto suggests Rhaenyra. Viserys is depressed because his wife just passed, and everyone is just talking about who the next heir is going to be. So Viserys just left the meeting. Otto suggests her daughter Alicent to comfort the grieving king, and also to seduce him to have his children. Later in the night, Daemon toasts to the dead son, and when Viserys finds out, he is fuming with rage. Viserys calls for Daemon, and they have a heated chat, ending with Viserys sending Daemon back to his wife and making Rhaenyra the new heir. Viserys tells Rhaenyra a secret story of the past Targaryen family line. While the council is having a meeting about finding a new Kingsguard, Lord Corlys barges in and demands to take Stepstones by force, because they just lost 4 ships to the Craft Eaters, and out of the 4 ships, 1 was Lord Corlys' own ships. But King Viserys doesn't want to start a war with the Free City. Princess Rhaenyra had an idea, but was brushed aside and was told to choose a new Kingsguard by King Viserys. Princess Rhaenyra didn't care about the candidate that only captures poachers, but if they had any combat experience. So they called for Sir Criston, and Princess Rhaenyra chooses him to be the next Kingsguard. Lord Corlys and his wife Princess Rhaenyra offers to wed their daughter to King Viserys, to join houses to show their force united. It has been half a year since King Viserys talked with his daughter Rhaenyra, but Alicent plays the middleman to get them to open up to each other at the dinner table. Otto is against the marriage between King Viserys and Laena, who is only 12 years old. Princess Rhaenys tells Princess Rhaenyra that her father will have to remarry and they will have a boy, and when that happens, Princess Rhaenyra will lose her spot as the heir. Alicent supports the potential marriage of King Viserys and also gives him the fixed dragon model that was broken before. Daemon stole a dragon egg that was meant for Princess Rhaenyra's dead brother and gives it to his mistress, but Otto offers to get the egg back from Daemon at Dragonstone. When Otto arrives at Dragonstone, both sides didn't want to give up, so swords were drawn and a fight was about to break out. But luckily Princess Rhaenyra showed up and got the egg back without bloodshed. When Princess Rhaenyra arrives back at King's Landing, King Viserys was mad at Princess Rhaenyra for disobeying his order to not go, but Princess Rhaenyra told her father that she accomplished a feat that Otto couldn't have done without bloodshed, and he chilled out afterwards. They finally grieved together about Queen Aemma's death, and King Viserys eases Princess Rhaenyra's worry about being replaced as the heir. At the council meeting, King Viserys announced that he will be marrying Alicent Hightower, and Lord Corlys was displeased by this news. So Lord Corlys meets with Daemon to ask him for help at the Stepstones so Daemon can prove his worth to the king. Daemon brings his dragon Caraxes to the battle in search of Dreyard, the leader. The Craft Eaters flee to the caves for safety from the dragon's breath. Once the Craft Eaters flee to safety, they start shooting arrows at Daemon, and he flees the battle after getting hit. It has been 3 years now, and Alicent has given birth to Aegon Targaryen, her firstborn, and is ready to have a second child. At the gathering, Sir Tywin Lannister reports the losing situation at Stepstones and asks King Viserys to give them support, but Daemon and Lord Corlys never had the king's support for the war word to begin with. They go to King's Wood to hunt for Aegon's second birthday celebration. At the campsite, Lord Jason Lannister is hitting on Princess Rhaenyra, but she angrily walks off to confront King Viserys. While they argue louder and louder, Otto interrupts them because they are getting too loud, where everyone else is just looking at them. So Rhaenyra storms out, gets on a horse, and rides off, while Sir Christian chases after her. Sir Christian catches up to Rhaenyra and tries to get her to go back to camp, but Rhaenyra doesn't want to, so they wander around the area. Meanwhile, at the campsite, King Viserys doesn't want to talk about politics, but rather wants to go for a hunt. King Viserys asks Lionel Strong if his son is a suitable match for Rhaenyra, but Lionel suggests Lord Corlys's son, named Laenor Velaryon, can be a suitable candidate. Sir Christian tries one last time to plead for Rhaenyra to return, but she doesn't want to. A wild boar attacks them at nightfall. Luckily, no one got hurt from the wild boar. While at the campsite, Viserys is having an emotional breakdown, but Alicent is there to comfort him in times of need. The next day, the hunting party captures a deer, but not a white one. But Viserys puts the deer down. While Rhaenyra is looking at the campsite, she spots the white deer and returns to the campsite. After the feast, they return to the castle. Alicent helps Viserys see a clearer picture on why he should send aid to Daemon at the Stepstones. The next day, Viserys orders aid to be sent over to assist in the capture of the Stepstones. And after that, Viserys and Rhaenyra finally have another heart-to-heart conversation and reassures Rhaenyra that she will be the heir even though Viserys has a son. At the Stepstones, they have a strategy to bait out the crab feeders, but the bait needs to be Daemon himself. So Daemon goes as bait, holding a white flag, and acts as if he's here to surrender, but when the crab feeders gets close enough, Daemon stops acting and goes on the offense. While arrows are flying down on Daemon, he gets hit by a couple arrows and goes looking for cover from the arrows. The crab feeders are baited out to surround Daemon, but dragons arrive at the perfect time to save him, and the army strikes back. Daemon chases after Draenor and ends the war by dragging Draenor's lifeless body out onto the battlefield. If you want to watch the next part, click right over there. Also, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.